Hey punks! Welcome back to the University of Radlands. We have another Cult of Chrome preview camp to discuss and look over today. And I will link Daniel's Board Game Geek post in the description below so you can read that as well. So let's talk about the new card shown off. It's called Lobotomizer. Gives you one card draw at the beginning of the game. And for 1 water, you get to restore a person, then discard 3 cards from the deck. If any have the injured junk, replace the person with a punk and gain a water. So let's kind of see that in action. Maybe we have our Mulgar staying here on the board. The opponent was able to do 1 damage to him, but not finish him off. So now it's back over to our turn, and we'd like to restore Mulgar staying. So we pay our 1 water. We then discard 3 cards off the top of the deck. So very similar to a scientist activation. If any of the junk symbols on those 3 cards happens to be an injure, well then we replace the person. So replace is destroying the person. They go to the discard pile. And then they are replaced with a punk, so the punk is entering play here. And then you get a refund because your lobotomy didn't work. Another thing to look at here on the card is that this camp only targets people. So you're not able to restore other camps with this ability. And 1 water restore is pretty good, really good. But the downside to that is, you have essentially about a 1 in 3 chance of getting a punk and destroying the person by accident. Because there's, at the beginning of the game, there's 66 cards in the deck, and there is 20 injure icons on those cards. So, like I said, at the beginning of the game, a little less than 1/3 chance. And as the game goes on, if you're paying attention and keeping track of what's been played or junk or discarded, you might have somewhat of an idea of playing the odds of how well your lobotomy is going to go. So let's discuss different synergies. We'll start with camps. Some of my favorites, so similar to yesterday's laser tower, is the camps that allow you to destroy one of your people to get an ability. Really great in this regards. If your lobotomy doesn't work and your lobotomizer punkifies your person, then you're able to destroy that punk and maybe still get some value out of that. Another set of camps that work really well are Nest of Spies and Transplant Lab. When the punk enters play, that does satisfy one of the put 2 or more people into play. So then you just have to play 1 more person from your hand after the lobotomizer punks your person, and then you're able to use either one of these camps. And of course, since we're dealing with punks, Command Post, which will get the revised version in the expansion, always works great with punks. The more punks you have, the cheaper the damage on Command Post becomes. So quite a few options for camps that I think work well with this. Of course, cards in the deck. Keep bringing up Truce, bring the punk back to your hand. Rescue Team, again, bring that punk back into your hand. Kind of see what surprise that you got. Really like Cult Leader for the same reason as the destroy camps. You then have fodder on the field to feed to your Cult Leader to deal really cheap damage. Pairs really well with Rabble Rouser. Instead of using Rabble Rouser to pay for the punk, your Lobotomizer can turn your people into punks, and then Rabble Rouser can deal 1 water damage. So really good. And then Argo Yeski, because people on the board gain his ability, the punks can get 1 water damages. Now keep in mind, if Lobotomizer restores one of your cards, it has to be replaced and gets destroyed and replaced with a punk. If your Argo is, the trait is available. The turn that punk comes into play, they're technically not ready. So if they can survive your opponent's next turn, and Argo can survive your opponent's next turn, they get Argo's ability. This was a really fun camp to play with. Just kind of love this story and love the idea kind of behind it. Just imagining that you have the mad scientist trying to restore your people, but maybe you didn't put enough resources or water into making sure that his surgery was going to go to plan. And then you have to kind of, I guess, kill off your person. Well, they're not killed. They are punkified, lobotomized, and then you send them off into the battlefield. So a lot of fun. Definitely some different iterations of the card, and over the play testing, it improved. So this one is a lot of fun. I don't know if it's necessarily one if you were in a Radlands tournament or playing seriously, you probably wouldn't pick it all the time, but just, table play, kitchen table play, so it's a lot of fun. So let me know what you think of Lobotomizer punks. Are you excited to have some cheap restore in the game? Do you like kind of the push your luck gambling mechanics that this provides into your strategy? Let me know what you think. I'd like to hear about it and talk about it. And as always, stay thirsty, punks.